Sergeant Bascom pleads for witness protection. $60 million loan for hospital upgrade. Man remanded for murder of Goldsmith. And auction of oil blocks delayed. I am Noriko Pulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Through his lawyer, Sergeant Dion Bascom has asked the president for protection, as he fears for his life following his accusations of a cover-up in the Ricardo Fagundes murder investigation. He went on to add that even though he was directed to arrest the person in interest in the case, he claimed that the person had advance warning and subsequently called to threaten him. Meanwhile, Bascom has since responded to the law firm representing Police Superintendent Mitchell Caesar, businessman Asruddin Mohammed, and his employee Mark Richmond, saying that he will not retract his claim. Former Minister of Home Affairs and former General Secretary of the PPP, Clement Rohi, was sworn in as the newest GCOM Commissioner representing the PPP. Rohi replaces Bibi Shadiq, who died this past Saturday. Now, I understand moving with a sense of expediency, but wow, that's fast. In other GCOM news, GCOM will commence a claims and objections exercise on the 22nd of August of this year to produce an official list of electors. This exercise will be conducted at all the GCOM permanent registration offices nationwide. During the claims and objections period, any person who will be 18 years and older by the 31st of October and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, can make a claim on or before the 11th of September to be included on the official list of electors, providing that he or she was never previously registered. Speaking of a claims and objections period, Chairman Claudette Singh said that GCOM will be ready to host elections by the end of November or early December. Responding to the coalition's claim of a bloated voters list, she said the names on the list were legally registered, and the claims and objections exercise would allow persons to object to any irregularities. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale, this is 2016 Suzuki Jimmy Sierra 4-wheel drive. It comes with regular and low-range 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, mag rims, new tires, TV, CD, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.4 million. Or pay as low as $700,000 down with around $67,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Road Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. The IDB has loaned the government US $60 million for infrastructure improvement and expansion at the Georgetown Public Hospital, the New Amsterdam Hospital, and the Linden Hospital complex. This will fund infrastructure rehabilitation and expansion, the purchase of essential medical equipment and furniture, and corrective maintenance of medical equipment. It will also finance making the system more efficient by means of digital health governance and expansion of many telehealth services to the hinterland. On Sunday afternoon, 6 persons were detained after they fled a fire at the abandoned Selena Resort by the Kitty Seawall in Georgetown. The Guyana Fire Service was able to extinguish the fire. Nevertheless, the 6 vagrants were subsequently released after they denied setting the blaze. Last night, 53-year-old Pashalad Saw died after he was struck by a motorcycle and then a car as he was attempting to cross the Lusignan public road on the east coast of Demerara. The police detained 31-year-old motorcyclist Leon Lewis at Balwant Singh Hospital as he was seeking medical attention following the collision with Saw. Lewis was later transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital in a serious but stable condition and is currently under police guard. Meanwhile, the car driver, 43-year-old Wevel Lamotte, is currently in police custody. Yesterday, the police issued a wanted bulletin for 26-year-old Lyndon Fordyce. Fordyce was accused of fatally stabbing 28-year-old Rosemarie Revoledo Torres at Mawasi Landing, Region 8. Torres and another shop owner at Mawasi Landing was shot on Friday after confronting Fordyce for his disorderly and abusive behavior. The health ministry is working with PAHO to seek monkeypox vaccines. Dr. Frank Anthony said, quote, "The vaccines are for people who have been exposed, so since we haven't had a case, we have ordered minimum quantity, just to keep it as a prophylaxis for the person who might be exposed." End quote. While there has been no reported case of the virus in Guyana, the move is in response to rising cases globally. In fact, our neighbor to the south, Brazil, has recorded 44 new cases of monkeypox over the last 24 hours. It currently has a case count of 2,393 cases and about 3,400 suspected cases. So, you need a part for your truck and you looked your eyeballs out and can't find it? Did you check Powered Automotive? Get high-quality DAF, International, Freightliner, Bedford TM, or Scammell truck parts at the lowest prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Today, 21-year-old Afaz Din Dial was charged with the murder of 24-year-old goldsmith Kareem Kayam. He was not required to plead to the indictable charge. Nevertheless, he was remanded to prison until September 19, 2022. A bar fight in Parika yesterday afternoon has left 18-year-old Donald Gibson dead and hospitalized another teen who attempted to break up the fight. The other fighter, a 24-year-old suspect who police have not yet named, is currently under arrest. According to the cops, the suspect had stabbed the two men during the fight, leaving them with serious injuries which Gibson succumbed to. According to the accountant, Floyd Haynes, the audit of ExxonMobil's US $9 billion in claimed expenses has begun and will see local auditors working alongside the Martindale Group of Oklahoma as part of their training. In May of this year, the government signed a deal to audit the US $9 billion claimed by ExxonMobil and its partners as post-contract expenses. It is expected to be completed by the end of the next quarter. Tullow Oil said it would abandon drilling operations at Bibe Pataro exploration well in the Kanaku block after results showed the well bore water and not oil. The group said it would work with joint venture partners before deciding on its next steps. Repsol SA, Total SA, and Qatar Petroleum own the remaining shares in the block. Nevertheless, London-based Tullow Oil said the well still displayed good quality reservoir in its primary and secondary targets. The government has postponed this year's auctioning of available offshore blocks. Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat said they are still in the process of putting measures in place for the auction, so it would not be likely before the end of the third quarter of 2022. But he promised that it would definitely happen before year's end. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our Uncut News Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it is to us. Last night's question was, what's a concern you have that the media is just not reporting on? Our Seaview Farm says, why is it that when cars in Guyana crash, they crumble like paper? I've never seen cars do this, so I wonder if these vehicles being imported into Guyana are cheap and don't have airbags and seatbelts. Also, why is the ambulance and fire service taking so long to get to accident scenes? Lives could be saved if they are responding promptly. Instead, people only show up to rob the injured of their belongings pretending to help them. It's disgusting. And you know what? It's actually sad because at this rate, auto accidents is literally the leading cause of death for persons under the age of 30 in Guyana. Truly sad. Jenna J says, the oil contract controversy and unsolved murders and cold cases. I think they should take more concern in domestic matters. Too many mothers being abused and dying. And last but not least, they should look more into mental patient cases at the GPHC. And finally, and I'm paraphrasing here, Wendell said, free education from nursery to university and beyond, as it was from 1975 to 1993. Conditional 1 year of military service must be reintroduced as well. Compulsory military service for all able-bodied Guyanese. Establish a UG campus in every region. Hasten an end to racism, corruption, and government-sponsored police brutality against, especially those who voice opinions which conflict with the ruling class. And when is the government going to examine the socio-economic and political ramifications of accepting tens of thousands of Venezuelan migrants? And finally, what's down with the sugar shortages? Indeed, those are all some very serious concerns that are not being addressed. So before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Look on the top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. Do you think local government elections will actually take place this year, or do you think it'll be delayed until next? Why or why not? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.